So the event's over, and now we wait on the beta. So I want to talk about the streamer's reaction to the event, Battlefield Labs, the plan the man himself has for Battlefield. Like to talk about weapons, vehicles, movement, customization, what you will get if you pre-order, and should you pre-order, and what EA's plan for Battlefield 6 are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gen Xer Show. This is Raph. Now, excitement around Battlefield 6 is building, no doubt, especially following the reveal event over there in LA and the official gameplay showcase. It was exciting. Here's just a quick breakdown of the current sentiment with Battlefield 6 release or reveal. Looking at the event in LA, it seemed like at least those that have been playing the franchise for quite a while were having tons of fun. You could see the smiles in their faces, and gameplay sounded like they were enjoying it. What they were playing, what they were doing, they were having fun. The other guys that were invited, you know who they are, never stream, never talk, never play, may not have even ever cared about Battlefield game. They sounded more like they were reading the script, and it was the same script that they all read. But it is what it is. It's a marketing part, right, that many of us don't like. But it's a good thing. I cannot say before, but obviously, for obvious reasons. But now I can talk about it because the NDA had been lifted somewhat. And I was able to participate at least in 2 weekends of the Battlefield Labs. And just a few complaints that I had at the time. I didn't play much, but the time to kill was way too fast. The movement felt a little bit clunky, although in today's, or at the time it's recording reveal, it looked like they got better. The good thing is the aim assist is not OP like it is in COD. It gives you almost like aim assist, crazy aim assist. You will need to have a little bit more skill to aim, probably use that button. I played maybe 2 maps the whole time. They were fun, several game modes, but unfortunately I had to work both weekends, so it kind of limited my time and I couldn't get into the rhythm that I wanted. Now, the man, Vince Zampella, co-founder of Respawn Entertainment, Respawn Gaming, whatever it's called, former mastermind behind the success of the Modern Warfare series, Infinity Ward, he's now overseeing the entire Battlefield franchise. Battlefield 6 took over back in 2021 after the horrendous underperformance of Battlefield 2042. Try to fix it, try to bring the fun back into the game. He was tapped to revitalize the franchise, with EA positioning him as the creative studio lead for Battlefield's future direction. He drives, obviously, if you know the guy, long-term vision and strategic coordination across studios. Vince believes in keeping the things that make the game fun in the game, right? Let's not take what makes the game fun. Let's keep what makes the game fun. And I have high hopes for Battlefield 6 because of that. Now, DICE, of course, oversees the whole multiplayer. Motive Studio will lead the campaign. Criterion will help Motive with that campaign. They'll be working together. And Ripple Effect is the studio that we know will be leading the Battle Royale part of things, which they only kind of touched on it in the reveal, but it looks like what they're cooking is pretty good. Now, watching some of the streamers, it sounds like the vehicle feels smooth. They're easier to operate. I'm not a vehicle guy. The sound's supposed to be top notch from what I kept hearing. The gunplay, the sounds, it feels good. They're considering or comparing Battlefield 6 to Battlefield 3 and 4 is like a continuation. So I guess technically it should be Battlefield 5, but we can't do that because you know what happened with Battlefield 5. Let's just leave it at Battlefield 6. The movement's being compared to COD. In that, it's not COD. They're sliding, but there's no crazy spam sliding nonsense. The booty sliding stupidity that makes you look stupid. We'll have a point system for the range. Point system and a range we'll have to customize our weapon. I'm not sure if they still have decided whether or not they're going to lock weapons behind the classes or not. I know there's a bit of noise still out there with some of you guys just completely upset over the top about the whole thing. But like I saw in another video, don't just say, just go out to profanity because you suck. Give a good argument. I just want a fun game. I don't care either way whether they like it or not. However, I see more benefits to having open weapons. That's just my opinion, of course, for many reasons, and I could spell them out here. But if you're pro lock behind class weapon lock, then give me a good reason. I've yet to hear a valid argument except for the fact that it's always been Battlefield. Do not COD my Battlefield. That really doesn't make any sense to me. The destruction looks great. You can see the reaction on some of these streamers when things were blowing up, the flying, it was amazing. Now, if you go to EA's website, it tells you that this is what you will expect if you pre-order Battlefield 6. So you'll have the Phantom Edition. I think that's going to be about $100. And if you get pre-order bonuses, you get the Tombstone pack, you get a soldier skin, which is not crazy, right? Weapon package, Tombstone XP boost set, player card, soldier patch, and more. Now the Phantom Edition includes the Battlefield Pro token, so it looks like they're gonna go with the whole Black Cell nonsense that Call of Duty does. I don't know how they do that, but the Phantom pack featuring is the Phantom Squad 4 soldier skins. So I think this is the top tier side of things. 2 weapon packages, a melee knife weapon skin, and a few other vehicle skins as well. We'll see some probably customization with the vehicle, which is cool. I think that's something cool to have. Weapon stickers, which I actually like. I like stickers. Weapon charms, dog tags. I wonder if you could customize the dog tags, but you'll get dog tags if you pre-order. The XP boost set, I also heard that you'll be rewarded for playing the beta. So if you did not get a code from watching your favorite streamers during the event, then your next option will be to pre-order the game. But I think that's only going to be for that first weekend, the pre-release, the early access, whatever they're going to call it. I guess it's a good thing that the base game will stay at $70 or $69.99, but I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. I'd rather pay a lot less for video games, free probably. But I think it's a big FU to Activision because you know that Black Ops 7 will be more than likely $80 per the Xbox announcement earlier this year. Now, the ultimate all-out warfare experience, again, this is in the EA website. Fight in a high-intensity infantry combat, rip through skies in aerial dogfights, demolish your environment for a strategic advantage, harness complete control over every action and movement using the kinetic, you guys tell me what that says, combat system in a war of tanks, fighter jets, and massive combat arsenals. The deadliest weapon is your squad. This is Battlefield 6. So yeah, the website also talks about what to expect as far as, well, overall overview of the multiplayer. Victory, however you envision it. Battlefield 6 has more ways to win than ever before. Seize glory in iconic large-scale modes including Conquest, Breakthrough, Rush. Jump into the fast-paced action with King of the Hill, Domination, and Payload. Those were some of the game modes that they play in the event in LA. Change the rules of war with the revamped and refined Battlefield Portal. Fight in an iconic location all over the world, including Cairo, Brooklyn, Gibraltar, and more. So there's going to be a global scale campaign. I think I heard mention some sort of CIA mission. So it's back. You know, we didn't have it in 2042. Battlefield 2042 did not have a campaign. So drive tanks across the Sahara Desert, storm the beaches of Gibraltar, defend New York from invasion, join an elite squad of Marine Raiders, fighting relentlessly to save the world on the edge of collapse. So hopefully it's going to be a good story. For the most part, I think Battlefield doesn't do quite well when it comes to campaign, but many people don't buy it. So Portal, redraw the lines of battle. Battlefield Portal is massive sandbox where creators and players can push Battlefield to the limit. Take unprecedented control of your environment by moving, scaling, and duplicating objects. Create a completely unique game mode using NPC scripting and a customizable UI. Your creation can even rise to the ranks to become an official Battlefield mode. Hey, maybe. I don't know. I think it's been done with Fortnite. Show them what you're made of. Now, with all that said, again, if I were you, I would not pre-order. I know the excitement's high. I know the excitement, everybody's, just flared up, ready to go. I am as well. I can't wait for the game to come out. It's coming out in a few more months, so by October 10th, we should have the game. I would wait, let all these creators, all these content creators, especially those that like the franchise. Don't look at these guys that were invited here. None of this COD Warzone guys. Look at the guys that know Battlefield. There are plenty out there. You know who they are. Look at the channels. They're always talking about Battlefield, and let them play the game. Let them purchase the game. Let them show you what the game's made of. Don't give EA, after the multiple screw-ups they've had throughout the years, your hard-earned money. But if that's what you want to do, it's on you, right? It's your money. I can't tell you what to do. But with that said, see that video there on your screen? Why don't you click on it to see more of Battlefield? This channel is going to cover Battlefield 6 hard. All right? So let me know what you guys think. Talk to you guys later.